Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Vetting America. We are live here at the Attic Cafe, 500 East Kennedy Boulevard in downtown Tampa. I would like to thank our sponsors, Richard McIntyre of McIntyreFirm.com, Chris Chrismistos of Podfest.us. We have Podfest coming to the Orlando area in March of 2019. Get your tickets now. And also our amazing executive producer, Anthony Kovic of the Tampa Post. I would like to thank and welcome our guest, Jeremy Knauff, of former United States Marine and founder of Spartan Media out of the beautiful Tampa. So,
thanks for having
Jeremy.
me.
Yes. Very well. Yeah. Can you edit that for me? Not put that. I thought I messed your name up, and I freaked out.
No.
Okay.
Look at him and ask the question.
All right. So tell us about your time in the Marine Corps.
It was probably similar to a lot of people. I was in before we went over to Afghanistan, so a little bit quieter times back then. Lots of training. We spent some time over in Bosnia, but the fundamentals of leadership and what we stand for was still the same.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty much it.
During that time, how did that define you in your life today, being a businessman, being a father, being a leader? What has that time in the Marine Corps helped you here in the civilian world?
So I think that it distilled some things in me rather than sort of defining them, right? So I had kind of had a rough growing up period, and when I ended up going to the Marine Corps, it was kind of the home that I was looking for, right?
Yes.
Like very high standards, just go all the way. It's you're not sitting around making excuses. Everybody has a very high standard, so it was a place that I just fit in really well and really thrived in.
It was cool to be the best. And coming
yes.
from high school, where it's usually the people who try the least are thought of to be the coolest. For me,
Right.
all I've ever known was hard work and work ethic.
Right.
And I went to this place, and they actually really want you to work hard. I'm like, I'm about this.
Right.
So-
And that's something that I think is sadly missing in a lot of America today, like that work ethic and that drive.
Absolutely, absolutely. Do you think it's due to people not being purposed, or do you think it's the fact that the youth is being stripped of their creativity and their will to want to work hard?
I think it's a combination of things, but I think we can probably trace a lot of it back to this whole participation trophy, everybody's a winner nonsense that started, I guess, probably around the time that shortly after we had become adults, and then it's just gotten progressively worse over the years.
Absolutely. What was your transition like?
It was a lot different than it seems to be for a lot of the younger guys today.
Absolutely.
Obviously, everybody loves veterans today, and everybody's very supportive, and they weren't unsupportive back then, but it was a quieter time. We weren't in a war, so, there wasn't this huge public, constant show of support. So, you get out, you kind of go about your business and you do your thing. There wasn't really, at least not that I'm aware of, a lot of the resources that are out there today. You've got a ton of specialized people at the universities. You've got organizations.
Yes.
You've got community programs. You've got all kinds of things today. When I got out, we had the SEPs and the TAPS class, and then, here's your DD-214. Have fun. So
I had this.
Yeah.
I had this.